Joining us today is Shabarish Ayyanar from the amazing city of Chennai, training out of one of India's top MMA academies, Combat Kinetics. Shabarish is one of the most promising talents coming out of the Indian MMA scene and has amassed a ton of accomplishments in his career so far. He is the winner of multiple national and international accolades, most notably his recent win at the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation in Tajikistan, where he represented India in the Strawweight category and brought the bronze back home to India. His other notable wins include Indian Open MMA Championship Gold, 4th IMMAF MMA India Nationals Gold, SFL Contenders Night Gold, and many more. I'm glad that we could finally meet, brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, bro, I'm doing good. You've been trying to fix this podcast for a very long time, actually.
Yeah, I think your schedule has been a little busy, and we haven't been able
actually,
to meet.
Well, actually, we couldn't have done today too because I had another fight with FOK Fight Night. It's happening tomorrow. So I had my fight there, but it got cancelled at the last minute since my opponent pulled off. So I was free and I was like, okay, why not do it now?
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. So you're in Chennai right now? You're in the gym?
Yeah, I'm in the gym right now.
You just had some session today, you were just mentioning.
I had just session. I just came back after my lunch here to do the podcast.
Fantastic. How far is this gym from your place where you reside? And do you live with your
family? It's actually around 20 kilometers from my home. So I usually just stay here at the club.
Okay, so you stay at the gym itself?
I stay at the gym itself. Once in a week time I'll just go mostly to my home during weekends. Since I actually told you before, there's been a workshop going on. This week's end, I won't be going home.
Okay.
I have to go next week only.
So how do your parents react to that? That their son is not coming home?
Not actually, they are worried. My mom is so worried. Like I usually come once in a while at home and don't even talk. Like spend much time. Even when I go home, I eat. I want to just go there, lie down and sleep. Or I'll be watching some fights, some tutorials or like that. So they will be like, don't you even have time to spend with them and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's worried about it.
I understand. You must be in your zone that, okay, look at this technique, look at this fight or something. And they would want to talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am always into my mobile or my laptop, like looking into fights or something else.
You've had a very interesting journey, Shabarish, till now.
Yes.
You were an engineer, but you did not choose the normal route of getting a job, working from 9 to 5. Instead, you choose mixed martial arts as an option, which is, a very difficult thing if you look at it.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, getting beat up, that's a difficult task.
Absolutely.
So why did you choose this, bro? I mean, let's start with this.
So basically, from my childhood, I'm a very hyper kid when it comes to sports. So I love sports actually. So till I did my 12th standard, I was into my school sports. I didn't have any proper training with other clubs or with any coaches, but I just usually do on my own, on my own practice and all things.
Sure.
Like when I was a kid, I used to participate more in athletics, running, mostly sprinting. Actually, that's what I did. So after that, once I transitioned into my college, I was so focused into my studies because I was my parents didn't know much about sports. Like I can choose a career in the sports and I can also earn money with the sports. So at that time, I didn't have any knowledge, proper knowledge. With this, I can make a career out of it like that. So once I entered into college, I just kept my sports side ahead of me and just went into studies. When I came to my final year, actually, during my project time, I actually messed up one of my classes result. That's on me actually. So I was so frustrated on myself. If I'm so interested in doing these studies, how could I mess up a whole group classes result? If I'm so interested in it, I would have taken proper care. I should have known how to do it, right? And I was so frustrated and I was like, okay, so why should I even do this? I actually love doing sports, so why am I here actually? So then it struck me. Actually, I was seeing Conor McGregor at the time. I don't know how. So I just met him. Met in the sense, not in person. I used to watch his fight and all, so I was so interested in it. And I was like, okay, I want to do something else. This is not for me. So I want to go into sports. And I was like, okay, there is MMA. So let's look into that. And when I figured out Combat Kinetics was the first gym which came on, and I like went and inspected every website like what they had. But this was a legit one which has
Mm.
athletes with proper medals, both
Yeah.
national and international. And the website was so good. And I came here for orientation, and I wasn't able to afford money at the time to like I was into college. And my mom didn't even know I went to an orientation to take MMA as my career. I just came straight away to the club, spoke to my coach. So
Sure.
they luckily I got a sponsorship here, like with a sponsorship fighters program. I just got into the MMA training here. And at the
Right.
initial, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I didn't have any money. I don't know how I'm going to pay the next month's fees, even the sponsorship fees.
Yeah.
So they were like, I was actually so athletic at the time, and I was like doing classes really well, the workouts part actually, and I was learning so quick with all the techniques. And they were like, okay, you can join us as assistant coach or coach's assistant, just help here and there. We will give you some money, and that's how my career started here. And to be frank, I didn't even like think I would reach this much like distance with my career. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't even know how to punch a person for real. I have never been into a street fight before. So I was like, I didn't
Right.
even have a clue like whether this will work out for
Yeah.
me or not. So I just had a blind faith and just jumped into this thing. And this is how it's going right now.
So a lot of hustle in the initial days, managing finances, managing your
Yes,
family, managing your own tussle inside that. Okay, I'm doing this, whether it's right or not. I'm sure
yes.
those thoughts would have
Yes, and
come as well
that's
at some
tough.
certain
Whenever
times.
those calls come, the day becomes tough, and we have to brace it and we have to keep moving forward. Right?
100%, 100%. So what year would be this?
February 18, 2019. That's when I
Okay,
joined
so
this club.
almost three
Yes,
years, almost
yes,
4 years.
like almost 4 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
in 4 years with no background of fighting or any
yes,
martial arts, being athletic, of course, that must have helped you in terms of your stretching, in terms of your
yes,
kicks and everything.
definitely.
So you said that you started with
Yes.
MMA. Muay Thai was the first competition that you fought in.
In
Was this
2019, I don't remember which month exactly. I think it's September, like 6 to 7 months
oh,
after
okay?
I joined. That's when I fought. That was the
Okay.
first event.
It was a one fight or was it a tournament?
Actually, it's a
How
tournament.
was it?
I
Okay.
have never competed in a single fight, I think. I have never done it.
Okay.
All the fights I did was tournament till now.
Tournaments must be tough. Must be tough,
Yeah, we
right?
have to
That you have
fight
to
back
fight
to
two, three
back, and
times.
if
Yeah,
I have to make
back to
sure I
back.
don't get injured in the first fight, second fight, I have to be
Yeah,
energy conservant, and there are so many things involved in it when it comes to tournament.
right. You have a ground game. I think you work on wrestling and jiu-jitsu, both of
Yes,
them, and then you mix it up with Muay Thai and boxing.
exactly.
What is your favorite thing to do? Striking or grappling?
I love grappling. I
You
love
love
grappling.
grappling. Okay.
Always support for
Because there
grappling.
are, yeah, there are two kind of people. People who like
Yes,
striking, people who like
yes.
grappling. Grappling is a very hard thing to do, man.
Sure, bro. It's
You
actually
grinding and
actually
everything.
everyone can do grappling, and it's more like solving problems. Like it's like a human chess, to basically say. It's like a human chess.
Yeah.
And I was so fascinated once I started learning because I started my journey as an MMA fighter, and I was learning all the martial art. But grappling was the one I was progressing actually properly. The punch I was getting when it comes to boxing or kickboxing, I was getting beaten up every day. But when it comes to grappling, at least I was surviving. I didn't take any damage. I was
Nice.
keep on getting submitted, but that's fine. I didn't take any damage. Like I was fighting there. So I just was like, okay, this is for me. First, let me learn. I was so eager in learning that. So that became a favorite.
Even I have trained jiu-jitsu for
Right?
6 months of period around 2018 itself, and after that I've been working on my
That's
striking
great.
game, boxing, and everything. So I went to this gym called Warriors Cove in
Hmm.
Gurgaon.
Yes, that's a
Right?
good club, bro.
Yeah, that's a good one. I entered there very luckily. I found those guys. I
Hmm.
just entered there and I saw there was the coach, the head
Yes.
coach Ashwin Hoon. He was grinding with Mayank Kohli and they were totally in sweat. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I can't do this. This looks really tough. And then there was this gentleman,
Okay.
Jahangir Raza, really, big guy. He was just
Hmm.
kicking the pillar. And I was like, what is happening?
All these people
How are these
mad
guys doing that?
or something.
Yeah. But then, it was really intriguing because everyone was so focused, everyone was so dedicated. Martial art teaches you a lot of things.
It's a
That's what my point
life-changing
was.
thing one person can do. Yes,
So,
really.
you have won a lot of things
Yes.
since 2019. Which one is the most dearest to you, Shabesh?
Most dearest to me, I would say first of all my recent medal I placed in Asian Championship because
Okay.
I was this close to winning gold. I was this close. I was I was almost about to get that goal. I just made a simple mistake and got
Okay.
knocked down, and I was rocked actually. I was rocked. I wasn't able to properly defend myself after that. There was a small mistake, and I was I have already represented India in the world's previous this year at the beginning of the year actually, the jam. At that time, I didn't have this type of confidence to say I missed the goal with this distance, like the
Okay.
inches. But this time, I could really see myself have improved a lot, and I just missed it this much. And I was like, okay, it's just there.
Hmm.
It's just there, like 5 feet apart from me. I'll be there getting it next time. So that would be my first thing.
Do you want to talk about the experience? If what exactly
Exactly
happened?
happened.
What mistake did you do?
Yes, sure.
In case
Why
you
not?
want to. Yeah.
The sad thing
Yeah.
is, I lost both times to the same person, same in the world, and final the Asian Championship.
Oh.
Okay, that
Okay.
guy was from Kazakhstan. Okay,
Okay.
so when I was competing in my worlds, I
Okay.
didn't know what went wrong. Maybe it was the nervousness, I don't know. But that's the first time I'm competing in a bigger stage with all the people, and I'm completely fighting a different guy from different country and all those things. But my
Hmm.
whole body was so pumped and so fatigued that after my first one, I wasn't able to move. I wasn't able to kick. I wasn't able to push. I know what to do. I had the energy, but I wasn't able to do anything. But when it comes to Asian Championship, I was so well
Okay.
prepared. This is not going to happen again, and I was so mentally preparing myself for this situation, like this. So to on how to overcome this,
Hmm.
and I was
Hmm.
trying so hard, and luckily or unluckily, I was about to face the same guy in the semi-finals, right? After the first one start, I was a little nervous
Okay.
when the first one was start because everyone has a little nervous when they're competing. And I
Right.
was like, okay, what if this goes wrong, this goes wrong? And as the
Sure.
round starts, I was seeing this guy was reacting more. He was flinching more for every movement which I gave. And I was like, okay, this guy is actually really respecting me
Hmm.
now because I think I connected with some
Yeah.
big shots last time when we met in the Worlds, and I was like, okay, he's concerned about me for punching power and all, and I was winning the first one actually, like it is to say,
Yeah.
and as the second round came, I did a small mistake
Yeah.
because my game plan went wrong. They asked me to go for shoot, and I wasn't so comfortable with going into shoot at that time.
Oh.
Just since because the corner said I have to listen to them because they know very much well from outside, so I just went for it.
Yeah.
He just was the position and he was holding me in the
Yeah.
back against the cage and he was holding, and I was like, okay, I know I'm going to lose this round, but I'm not going to waste any energy, and I have to avoid as much as damage as I can. Third round came. I
Hmm.
wasn't too tired, but yes, I was a little tired. I was moving and all, and I was scoring points. My plan was
Hmm.
to just score and just end the fight with some dominant things. Right? So as the game went, again,
Hmm. Hmm.
my game plan was to do more inside kicks, inner thigh kicks rather than rear kicks, like outside kicks. Right?
Okay.
Because last time he
Hmm.
catched all my
Yeah.
kicks and took me down in the world. So we changed the game plan to inside kick. It will be hard to catch. And as the game went, I just big mistake which my coach asked me all this years not to drop my hands with kicking. I just stood in front of him and just kicked him. I don't know whether I
Okay.
was lazy or right.
Huh.
I didn't even kick. I was just touching with my leg, and he just connected with a straight cross. Boom. And then I went down. I got up. I was trying to
Oh.
fight back, but I couldn't because I wasn't there
Yeah.
actually. My head was all over the place.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was so frustrated after the loss, and I regretted it so much. And then I was like, okay, it is what it is. We have to learn from my experience, trying to fill
Hmm.
all the gaps which I learned about myself in these championships. I'm working on it.
I think you were able to see things clearly. You were able to see within your fight that okay, he's
Yes.
reacting a little differently. He's respecting your power.
Mm,
After that as well, even though you lost, you have done
yes,
a good analysis.
that's 100%
Okay,
true.
so what's the usual weight that you walk around and fight category that you want to fight on?
My walk around weight is around 56. and I fight at 52.2. Recently, I have put on some muscle up to like 57.5, and I just recently moved on to the next weight category, flyweight.
Divison Figueiredo and Brendan Moreno. They fight
Yes.
at flyweight, right? You recently had a transformation as well. I was looking at your Instagram. Did you go through a surgery?
Yes, bro. Actually, when I was competing in my boxing fight, that was my second competition after Muay Thai. That happened in 2019 again, 1 month after Muay Thai. I was, as you know, like I was very beginner at striking at the beginning, and I just got connected with a huge shot in my like ear, and I busted my eardrum. Then I went to see ENT and other doctors. They said that it will be healing on its own. So I just didn't care much about it, and I didn't know about like how to preserve it and all, and I didn't even realize it was infected. And then later when I got and checked after 1.5 years, I just went and checked. It was like okay, it's infected. We have to treat it and all, and they gave me like biotics and all. I was taking it. The infection was gone, but still the hole was there. And they were like, okay, with your age, it should be healing in another 4 or 6 months. And I was giving some time, but it wasn't healing anymore. And they said you have to do surgery. That was before my worlds. So I was like, I can't do it now. I have my world championship. Maybe once I go on return, I can do the surgery. And I was like, okay, I went to worlds and I came back. I wasn't having any fight. So I was like, okay, this is the time I can do my surgery now. Once I got my surgery done, they announced, okay, Asian Championship selections in 1 month. And I was like, seriously now? I was like,
Nice timing.
seriously.
Yeah.
And the doctor said you can't walk, you can't lift even little heavy weights, you can't run, you can't do anything. You have to just take bed rest for some time. So I was just sitting at home eating and I was watching fights and all, but I was just lazy and I didn't do any workout because I
Yeah.
couldn't. And I was also enjoying my time, like I was taking it like an off season for me, and I was enjoying my time too. So once I returned back, I was completely out of shape and I had only like 3 weeks to prepare for a fight. Cardio conditioning was shit and everything. And in the 3 weeks, I have to do everything and I have to do a game plan according to my cardio. And that's what the transformation is. In the 1 month, I was like coming back. That was my actually like a comeback.
Fantastic, fantastic story, bro. But
And that's the
take
transformation
care
photo
of
we
your
have seen.
ears. That's a very sensitive organ.
Sure. Now it's all good. Now it's all good. Now it's all good. But after surgery for the 6 months, doctor said not to compete. But if you're feeling fine, that's okay. But I still just took a slight risk.
So let's talk a little bit about Combat Kinetics. I've heard crazy things
Yes.
about CK.
Yeah,
That
bro.
their striking is at another level itself.
Yes.
So who are the coaches there, and why do people say that?
Our main coach is Ajit Mani, and he is the founder of CK, and he is the head coach here, and he will be governing our training sessions here, and he is the one who structured our program. Actually, our striking is not that fancy and all. We just focus on basics and do repetition in it, and that's it. And we used to like spar with different people. We used to go out and spar. I would say like the main reason for this is we don't leave any competition. We will try to go and compete as much as martial art as we can. Like we'll go compete in boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, and we'll try to like diversify in everything. Because actually at the end of the day, everything is going to help in our like skills with MMA. So that's how we improve our striking skills, and we try to like go there, have some fun, learn some experience, and that's the thing. Like we just don't go to just do something, swing hands, trade, and win the fight. Like whenever we go, like we have to, like we have only one motto actually to have some clean form, to learn something, to apply what we learned actually in the fight, not just to go swing, do a crazy knockout, the lucky shot. No, 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 no. We just put a pure game plan and we structure a plan for every individual fighter. Okay, this is what working for you. You're going to go and do this, and that's about
Fantastic.
it. And that's the reason maybe.
Yeah. I
Like,
think number one, focusing on basics. That's really important because at times people don't even know how to throw a jab, and then they're mixing up these combinations. But yeah,
exactly,
as
exactly.
Bruce Lee said, I'm not afraid of person who has trained 1,000 kicks, but someone who has practiced 1,000 times one kick. Also, like you're saying that you're not looking for a lucky shot, you're looking at the technical aspects of the game, the beauty aspect. I
Yes.
think these are the kind of things which are making you guys so deadly. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
bro.
fantastic. Tell me something about your sparring partners as well. I think Ganesh Raj, Kanta Raj Agasa, these
Yes.
guys are some top names of the MMA scenes.
Yes. Actually, Kantra Jagadsa is here for the workshop. He's the one leading the workshop
Okay.
today. So he's here too. So my main sparring partners will be Ganesh, Tutti, and there are other upcoming promising fighters
Right.
here. Like there is a kid, 17-year kid,
Okay.
Karthik, and he's my main sparring partner now. And what is because we are almost same size and weight. And there is Vijay, and there is Raivat, another Hindi fighter, and there is Tutti, Naina
Yeah.
Mohammed, and those are my real like actual main team sparring partners.
How many locations is Combat Kinetics present in right now?
Actually, we have several plans. We have one at Nungambakkam, Annanagar, ECR, Velacheri, Valsarvakkam, and Tenam. We have six
Six
actually. Right.
actors.
Looking to branch out to Bangalore soon, but that I have to ask my coach like when it's going to
Right.
happen. But he is having some plans to open a gym in the Bangalore sometime soon.
How does your preparation before a fight looks like? When do you cut weight? Because I don't think you're cutting a very, you're not doing a very rough weight cut here. 56 to 52.5, that's fine.
That's good. That's good. That's a decent weight cut. That's not like a huge cut. When I'm cutting like 6, 7, that's a
That's a
huge
huge
cut.
cut.
For amateur, fine,
Yeah.
that's a huge cut. But usually what I do is like we start our training camp till advance like 2 months before if we have the dates earlier. Usually we get dates around 1 month before the competition or 1.5 months before competition. So that's when we go into the training camp. At the beginning of the training camp, we'll be focusing on what drills we need to like solidify on ourselves. Like there may be some gaps here and there which I will have or our people have, and we'll be filling up those gaps. And as the fight comes close, we'll be looking more into technical sparring, active drilling, and it will be a high-paced session. And you will be usually doing one session a day as the fight comes close, as they usually do around the world, like
Right.
same week, same like fight camp. Like the intensity goes high, training volume comes down, and we'll be focusing more on active movements rather than drilling.
Got it.
So that helps me, and I'll be cutting weight around last 2 weeks of my fight
Okay.
camp.
What is the difference between an amateur
Yes.
and a pro fighter, Shabarish? Can you explain it to our audience?
Let's say, for example, Mike Tyson. We all know Mike Tyson competed in
Sure.
Olympics, and he also is competing in like he had several belts over him.
Yeah.
So Olympics is different, and the belts what he had is different. The Olympic medal is different, the belt is different. The Olympics, what he competed was
Hmm.
amateur,
Sure.
actually, right? In amateur, people train to get experience, not some make real money, maybe to make name for themselves, like competing in Olympics and other world organizations. Like for example, let's say like I'm competing in IMMAF amateur
Right.
circuit. So for that, because I'm turning to go into pro, right? So that's not an actual career. That's what people do to gain experience as much as we can get. And if we lose 100 times out of
Hmm.
100 fights, it doesn't matter in
Sure.
amateur. When we go into pro, that's very important. Our record is very important in that. In amateur, I can just take it as a learning experience. But when it comes to pro, I should be very careful because that's my actual career. That's my profession now. And I'm getting
Yeah.
paid for it. So that's a
Correct.
profession. So I should be very careful when it comes to like
Hmm.
pro, and I have to take my fights intelligently and train well
Yeah.
for it. And usually, when people compete in amateurs, they'll be either having a single fight or like a tournament. But when it comes to pro, we'll be having only one fight. Like people mostly fight around like four
Hmm.
times in a year. That's the maximum count. Maybe five. That's very rare. When people fight
Yeah.
around five
Five
times a year,
is
that's very rare.
a little on the
At
higher
least,
side, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. So five is like in like people who fights back to back to back. So usually people fight around pro people fight around like once in 3 months or 4 months. So that's how they calculate it and they do. And when it comes to amateur circuit, since we are like having like a tournament and all, and some organizations like us has daily
Right.
weights. So we can't cut much weight.
Okay.
We can't just do a huge 10 kg cut in the first day, come fight, we'll be
Yeah.
doing good. But when it comes to second day, again we have to cut 10
Oh,
kg,
that's heavy.
and that's
Yeah.
hell. Even though if I cut my
Yeah.
weight, 10 kg weight, the next day I'll be dead to fight. So, but when it comes to
Yeah.
pro, we'll be given 1 day before
Hmm.
the fight to recover. The range should be happening 1 day earlier, so I can cut even 15
Yeah.
kgs, go weigh in myself, and rehydrate it properly. When I rehydrate properly, I'm good to go. I'm safe. So
Got it.
I think that's
That's a
a
very key point.
good
Yeah.
amount of
That's a
knowledge.
very key
Yes,
point that you
I
mentioned.
give.
We saw this fight, yeah,
Right.
Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira was looking
Yes.
this huge when once he came to
No,
fight.
actually, he was looking like
Yeah,
heavyweight.
100%. Yeah, he was looking like a light heavyweight or a heavyweight. Yeah, 100%. And Izzy was looking so
Like
small.
I saw a picture with him standing near to Glover Texera. He's a
Yeah,
light heavyweight, and he was bigger
yeah,
than
he's his
him.
sparring partner. I think he helps him with jiu-jitsu.
Yes,
Crazy
yes,
man. Yeah, that guy is his power is preposterous, and he's a crazy man. I mean, you look at him, you feel a little scared, even if he's on the screen itself.
yes.
He has that vibe.
I have never seen him smile.
Yeah, he's
He's always like this,
and
like
yeah.
emotionless. He's always like this. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
And Izzy is phenomenal. I mean, I love him as a fighter. His technique, Israel Adesanya,
Yes,
is
bro.
so good. He just got a little unlucky, I think, there.
Yes. Actually, Izzy inspired
Oh,
me
okay.
because he lost to the same guy who third time he's getting that loss. And I was so frustrated when I lost. I get to the
Yeah.
same guy by this mistake. And I was like, okay, Izzy took it well
Yeah.
like a
He took
actual
it like a
fighter.
champ. Yeah.
Like, yes, exactly to say. Like, even though he's not champ anymore,
Yeah.
but he took it like a champ. And I was like, okay, so here's a guy
Hmm.
like Izzy who's taking it
Yeah.
like a champ, and I should be
Yeah.
same to get to that place. So I was like, okay, this is like a learning experience, and that's how I was like supporting
Yeah, man.
myself
I mean,
to
shit
move on.
happens. That's it. MMA is one of the fastest growing sport in the world, and it's picking up its pace in India
Yes,
as well. You have been in the
yes.
circuit for almost 4 years. You've done a lot of work on yourself. Training yourself and becoming a better martial artist. What are your
Yes.
what is your 1 year plan or maybe 3 year plan? Where do you look at yourself?
So my next on-year plan is to win the worlds,
Okay, yeah.
right? Yes, it's coming up in like
Yeah.
2 months, so I have to win my world, and I'm looking forward to compete in the next worlds too. I don't know but that's the plan right now. But let's see. I have to get 2 gold medals in the
Awesome.
worlds. That's my 1 year plan, and to get enough experience as much as I can in the local circuit too, and all the competitions, like the opportunity I get to compete in other competitions too. And like my 3 year goal is to turn pro actually,
Fantastic.
to get as much experience as I can and to turn pro. That's the goal.
My best wishes to you, brother. I'm sure that you do well.
Thank you.
What do you think about Indian MMA scene right now with the entry of MFM? I think things have changed and
Yes,
things are looking brighter. What do you think about it?
actually, like there are many
Yeah,
good fighters in the amateur circuit. I have seen 1, 2, 3 years or maybe 4 years. Our growth in MMA in India will be this big because I have seen many good young talented guys competing in
yeah,
amateurs who can turn pro, or when they turn pro they'll be so good. Also, I'm not speaking very low of the current pro fighters in our country, and they're also doing their best
yeah.
to bring up the game. And we have Anshul Jubilee in the UFC
So,
right now and brings a flag into UFC.
100% bro. I mean, I loved it when he said, Namaste UFC, India is here. That's a
Exactly, bro.
legendary line. I
Yes,
think it's a t-shirt worthy line. More eyeballs are going to come to India as well. That okay, let's look at what is happening in India. UFC will start looking at India.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
the overall, I think in the next season of Road to UFC Contenders, there are going to be 2 or 3 Indian fighters.
I have seen this
Yeah.
too. I have seen this. They're going to give many opportunities to Indian fighters. I do don't know where I came across this information, but I do
Yeah.
remember saying this before.
Let's see, bro. I mean, the scene looks really bright, and I'm really excited.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed.
crossed, bro. Yeah. 100%. So now I want to talk about we discussed Izzy, and that's where I want to shift now.
Right?
Who are your
Hmm?
all-time top 3 favorite fighters?
First will be Conor
Oh, awesome.
McGregor because
Okay.
that's the reason why I came here, why I'm in this too. So my second fighter would be Alexander
Okay.
Volkanovski, a current featherweight champion, and he's the pound for
Yeah.
pound number one. And he's gonna face
Islam.
Islam
Yeah.
Makhachev next, and that's gonna be a big
That's a
fight.
big fight, man. I mean, he's really brave to
Yes,
take up that fight. Islam is bigger than
yes,
him.
and I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Exactly. And he was a substitute fighter for the
Charles fight.
Charles Oliveira versus
Yeah, yeah.
Islam Makhachev. I was like, is he crazy? He didn't even have a proper fight
Yeah.
camp for them. He just came up, made
Yeah.
weight as a substitute fighter. That's crazy. And next, actually, two fighters are the third spot. Rose
Okay.
Namajunas and Valentina Shevchenko.
Awesome.
Because these two are like the most technical fighter I have ever
Yeah.
seen. Valentina Shevchenko is the female UFC fighters list, like I should say, even though Amanda Nunes,
Amanda
who's the
Nunes.
girl?
Cyborg,
Cyborg.
yeah.
Cyborg, right?
Chris Cyborg.
These two are the
Yeah.
biggest names. Yes, Chris Cyborg. These two are the biggest name when people comes to know when they see female rosters. But Valentina Shevchenko is the only one female fighter I'm seeing as a well-rounded fighter. She can wrestle, she can
Yeah.
strike, she can grapple, she can kick, she can do
She can
anything.
dance as well, bro.
Yes, and she speaks different languages. Do you know how many languages
I
she
think a lot
speaks?
of 5 or
I just
6
listened to her
maybe, yeah.
podcast. She was like, whenever she travels to a new country to go there, she tries to speak in her own language. She said, I know I will be speaking without punctuations and with
Yeah.
all the mistake grammar, but that's how I learned. I want to get to know the culture and I want to like be with
Yeah.
them, to live among them. So I have to learn the languages.
Yeah.
So that's interesting about her. And she's a
She's a
dancer, as
dancer
you
as
said,
well.
like
She
being.
she's a
And
she has very mad shooting skills as well. Yeah.
exactly,
You know, it was
her fight name is like
Bullet.
Bullet
Yeah, yeah,
Ramsina
yeah. She has
Shivchenko.
that.
I didn't.
How she got that name Bullet was because she was really really quick. She was small and she was really quick. And
Right.
her coach named her Bullet. That okay, your name is Bullet.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
I think people were saying that she's a Russian agent as well.
No, no, no.
That's crazy, crazy
That's not
talk.
real. That's not real.
And Volkanovski, bro, you must have seen that TCT fight when he was in that choke on the ground. Ortega thought that he's got the belt, but that guy didn't. He just fought back, man.
Bro, you wouldn't actually believe what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say now. Same exact situation. I was in my first round in the Asian Championship.
Okay.
Same mounted
Okay.
guillotine. I was passing out. I was literally passing out. I was in the fight. And what happened is when I went into the fight, I was all relaxed and moving and on. All of a sudden, this guy was like this,
Oh.
boom. He just threw a jab and overhand behind. I was not seeing that overhand coming and hitting me face. I was like, I'm picking up my phone. It's all black. My mom is calling. I was like, what the hell? I'm in a fight. Why my mom is calling right now? And once my head hit the mat, I was like, boom. Oh, I just got rocked.
Okay.
Really? I was trying to get up as much as I can fast, and he took my back, slammed me, and went to the half guard. And as I was escaping from half guard, underhook escape, he got guillotined.
Okay.
I was purely reacting on my muscle memory skills, and I didn't even know what was happening there. And he just got guillotined. I don't know how to like get out of this. I was trying to hold the choke, but then he went in the mode,
Okay.
and it was so deep. Like I was passing out, really passing out. I was so pissed on myself. I worked really hard for the past 1.5 months, and this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna just get passed out or tap in my first fight in the first round. That too. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just tap just like that. It just came into my mind. Let me tap. I'm gonna pass out anyway. But I was like, okay, if I'm gonna pass out, let me pass out. I'm not gonna just give up just like that. And I was like biting on my mouthpiece and I was punching, making all the sounds and I was pushing his lips and all. Nothing was working, and I was so determined. And I was thinking about why I came here to fight. All these things was running over my mind. So many things were running over my mind at that time. And I was passing out. I was fighting, and my goal came. My coach came. My training time came. My family came into mind, and all the things. All of a sudden, then he left the choke. Then I got up. And I was like,
Let's
okay,
go now.
now it's gone. Now it's be more
Oh my
careful.
god.
And then I felt so bad about myself. Like, why would I even like think like submitting like getting
Yeah.
submitted, like tapping out, and I was like, then once I came to India, I just came across this video of Alexander because no one knows whether he was passing out or not. Everyone knew that his head just turned purple, which means the oxygen supply is
Yeah.
very less. And he hasn't stated in any interview or podcast out like how I was feeling through. Then I came across this video recently. He just released it. And he told me the exact truth like I was really passing out. I was really passing out, and I was like, if it's gonna go like this, I'm gonna either pass out or I'm gonna take it like
Yeah.
a champ, or I'm the champ. I'm not gonna just give it like just like that. You have to fight me. And he said his family came through his mind, and that's why he was fighting and all. That's the thing which was keep
Yeah.
him going till now, like till he was deep into the choke. And I was like, okay. And he is the featherweight
Yeah.
champion, pound for
Number
pound number
one.
one. Yes, we both have the same mentality. We both went through the same situation. I was like so proud. Okay,
Yeah.
so
You're
okay,
thinking in the
so
right
I'm on the
direction.
right
Yeah.
track.
100%.
Yes, so we are in the right
Uh,
track. Okay, then I was like, I was so proud that I went through that situation, came and we won the fight actually. That was a
Amazing, bro.
crazy, and I would say that was the craziest
Hmm.
fight and the comeback fight which I have ever done in my life. That's the craziest fight I ever done till now.
Amazing, bro. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think that's what happened with you.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And I think we can talk about Conor McGregor for hours. You know, the kind of genius he is in
Yeah,
terms
bro.
of. Huh.
Like how much he has done
Yeah.
for the sport. Still, even though he's not in his
Hmm.
good like
Hmm.
game, I talk about UFC or MMA
Yeah.
or anything. That's because of
Hundred
him.
percent, bro. 100%. And I think for a lot of people, and he's a very very smart guy. Even if he's not fighting, he'll keep on tweeting something or the other and keep making
Exactly.
people
He just
angry and
keep
be in that limelight.
yes,
He's very smart.
exactly,
People think
bro.
that he's a
He
bad guy. He's not a
he
bad
never
guy.
shuts
He's
his
a
mouth. Yes,
smart guy.
he wants just people to
Yeah,
talk about him all the time. To let know people like he is there, he is there,
yeah.
he is there.
I think it's been what 1.5 years since he's not fought, but still he's there in people's memory. I think 1 year at least.
Yeah, at least a year I think. Last time we fought was Dustin Poirier. It's the
Yeah.
third time.
He was
Yeah.
doing good in that fight.
And Dustin was actually like giving some tough competition with him in the first fight. When the grappling started, he was putting too much pressure. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, how it's gonna go? How it's gonna go? How it's gonna go? When the at the end of the first one, I was like, okay, Dustin is gonna win. It's too
Yeah.
tight. No, and I was like, okay. Oh, he just
Yeah.
got up. Okay, and he just kicked and he went back and he fell down. I was like, okay, some punch connected. It seems no. I don't want this to end like this again. And then the referee stopped and they was like his shin was
That was a
broken.
painful
And I was
moment
like,
to
shit,
watch, bro.
really? This is not how this fight has
Yeah.
to end. That's not a good stuff. And he asked the like announcer to like the mark to announce it like no. Announce it like doctor stoppage,
Yeah,
not TKO.
yeah.
Announce it like doctor stoppage. And he was
Yeah.
pointing onto it. I didn't give
Yeah.
up. Doctor stopped the
Your
fight.
wife is in my DMs speaking.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
talking shit, and I don't know, like I can't even imagine. His shin was broken, and was just kept on
It's
talking.
great. He called Joe Rogan as well. That Joe, I want to talk to you, and then Joe sat with him, and then we were speaking. This is not over.
And later he was saying like, Joe, like people are expecting me to come into your podcast. Imagine this is my podcast. I'm giving you the
Yeah,
speech now
yeah.
and all.
Let's talk about Indian scene as well. Who are the top fighters that you look up to?
The top fighters I look up to actually number one is Kantaraja Gizza.
Yeah,
Because
let's go.
and I think he's gonna fight again the one real time soon. That means first fighter. And then it comes to my team actually to say
Yeah, of course.
I actually rate Naina Muhammad as the like second best
Okay.
in India actually I would say. He's the he's the best striker I ever came across India. He is the best striker. Unfortunately, he just met with an accident and he can't like fight for some months, like 6 to 7
Okay.
months from now. But still, he was at his peak when, and he was undefeated for almost 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
and he was winning back-to-back championship, and he was never lost, and he was knocking out people cold. Like his knockout percentage was like 70
Oh
to
my god.
80,
Okay.
even if getting knocked out or
Okay.
TKO, and that's my next favorite fighter.
Fantastic, bro. I mean, I'd love to speak with both of them as well. I want to talk a little about your sponsorships as well because I think they are the people who
Yes,
have helped you, over these 3 years to
yes.
grow as well. Old Masara Foods, Optimal Nutrition, and Limitless. You want to talk a little
Yes.
bit about them?
Also, you can add CK in it
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go for it.
because CK is the first sponsor I
Yeah.
ever got in my life. They sponsored me a lot. They invite different coaches here and that. They made my life a little easy, and they're helping me through a lot of things. For all the things I have achieved till now, the only reason behind it was CK and my coach Adit.
Nice, bro.
So that's the first one I want to thank.
Awesome.
And then comes the optimal nutrition protocol. So that's run by both my coach and Ajitika Mani and a
Okay.
nutritionist, and known as Dr. Varsha. And they're the one running it before me entering into every fight. And the transformation
Yeah.
they're asking, like, how did I made, and that's the
Oh,
reason.
okay. Nice.
And these is the reason. They usually do some test with my blood and they read the biomarkers. With the biomarkers, they get some results, it seems, and with the biomarkers, they individually plan a diet protocol for every individual, like
Okay.
specifically. Okay, this is not good. Okay, this is too much for you. You can control this, you can control that. And they specifically design a protocol for me with the diet before going into every fight. So I think I would say if I'm performing at the peak performance
Hmm.
inside the fight, and like even though I'm cutting weight, I'm feeling fresh after every weight cut, that would go to optimal nutrition protocol
Awesome, bro.
actually.
And
So they design
do
everything
they
for me.
help in online consultation as well? Oh, okay.
Yes, they do. They
Fantastic.
do.
I'll put their link here.
That would be great. And then comes Limitless. Limitless is actually one of a brand. So we actually designed Limitless for the elite athletes like us who's training because like when we looked into other supplement products, like we weren't much satisfied with the mixture, with the component mixture, ingredients
Okay.
actually to say like what they had. So my coach was like, okay, let's make a brand for elite athletes, specifically for us, and for us to push our limits, increase our strength, explosives, and everything. So it's basically designed for elite athletes, and all products are very, very, very essential for an elite athlete. So you have to be checking every checklist,
100%.
right?
100%.
Nutrition, diet, training, and all. So yes,
What do you take? Do you take
that's what makes my
BCAA
elite training.
amino acids?
I take whey
Okay.
protein. We have two kind of whey protein, right? So we named it as Codex 1 and
Okay.
Codex 2. Codex 1 is like a normal whey protein, like a normal whey protein, but like as I said, specifically designed for any athlete. And Codex 2 is known as Spy Complex.
Okay.
Spy Complex has some caffeine and etc. Some of the ingredients. I don't know the name
Sure.
of those things, but yeah, had those things. So it will just give a little push, a boost during our training. So that's about protein. And we have, instead of BCAA, we guys take
Okay.
CBT, which is creatine, glutamine, and taurine, and we usually take it like before training. So creatine, we all know it increases our like a short burst of um,
Got
explosive
it.
power during training. And the glutamine and taurine helps us to control our muscle loss and to like retain water
Okay.
during the entire hard session we train. And we have other supplements like ZMA, which helps in our sleep to focus and all, and fish oil, as we all know, that's a
Yeah.
basic thing we all
Yeah.
can take. So it's very helpful for the brain, skin, and joints and all. And recently we released actually Mind Codex
Okay.
1, which is actually a nootropic, which is actually doing wonders
Okay.
for me. I have
Nice.
been recently taking it for the past 3 weeks, and it's doing wonder for me. It's helping me a lot to focus onto my day-to-day activities, and I'm actually really
Okay.
sharp. I'm not just saying it because it's hard. Like it's really helping me to focus throughout my day. Usually, I'll be like so sore when
Nice.
wake up. I will be having this brain fog. Like, do I have to do this? Do I have to go and drag myself into things, doing it? But now, like, I'm like, I can see things. I can prioritize my things. I'm really sharp actually right
Nice.
now, and really focused to do things. So those are the things we have.
And I'm pretty sure this is helping you in a fight as well because your reaction time your has to be really really quick. You have to stay sharp.
Yes, yes. It's not like it's only
Yeah,
for elite
exactly.
athletes. Okay, it's made for elite athletes, but also normal people can also
Yeah.
take this. I don't want people to mistake it like only elite athletes have to take it. There is a common misconception like whey protein only when we work out we should take, children shouldn't
Yeah.
take, old people shouldn't take. It's all bullshit. I would say it's a myth actually to say whey protein is for everyone. Everyone can take whey
Yeah.
protein unless like it's allergic to us or we are lactose
Yeah.
intolerant. Then we have to switch from whey protein to other plant proteins we can take. But it's for everyone. We all can take it. So yeah,
100%.
I'll suggest it for everyone.
100%. And that's a very big myth that you just busted as well. For our
Yes,
audience, please tell us where can we find you on social media?
in social media, I'm currently active on Instagram. You can just go and type Shabarish underscore MMA. I'll pop in with with my Tamil Nadu Federation logo behind me with a hoodie staring into the stage.
Awesome.
So that's me. You can find it there. And I hope Abhijit will also putting my
Yeah,
profile
yeah,
link down, so you can
100%.
also click and go take a peek look into my account.
100% I'll do that, bro. Yeah.
So if you wanna come and meet me, you can find me here at my gym. I'm right now at Chennai. It's in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Lingubakam branch. It's in Greensboro. You can find me here. As I told you, I live here, so during weekdays, whenever you just step in, I'll be here. Either training, eating, or sleeping.
Awesome. Awesome, brother. I'll put all the links here. I'll put the link of the gym here as well as the address.
Sure.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So, bro, how was your experience? Just a quick one.
I really enjoyed it a lot. And I'm so happy that I didn't stumble
Yeah.
too much or fumble anything in
We did
between.
fairly well. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, because last time when I had an interview, this is the second interview I'm giving, like,
Okay.
like actually doing a podcast with them. Last time, like, we were having interview, I was like, keep on, like, saying, I was thinking something in my mind and I was saying some other things in my mind. I was like, why am I even saying this? And I didn't want to talk about this. And I was like, so, but this time I really enjoyed. I'm so
Yeah.
calm and happy.
Awesome.
And I had a really good time with
Glad,
you.
bro. Same here. And pleasure to
Yes.
meet you. Any other message that you want to share with our audience?
Audience, actually, what I would say is, if you want to do something, don't just think about other person's perspective about your life. So that's what I would say. If you want to do something, just go for it. We have to first try and see whether this works for me or not. Because that's the same doubt I had before coming into MMA. And I was like, I didn't even do any martial arts before. It will work for me. I was so worried. I was like, okay, let me first just try and let me see whether I do well or not. But we should first take that step, at the
Yeah.
first step towards it, and try for all things. So that's what I would want to say to all my audience. Going to make you happy, your family happy, your friends happy, go for it. And do it.
Awesome, bro.
And never regret in your life.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Nice words. Take your shot. That's what I think you were saying. Take your shot, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome, bro.